Today we made hair at home, so it literally took me a lot to still ensure that I maintain today. Thank you so much for coming in as well. Please, if your hair, kindly just let me know. I had to try to fix. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Today was really a roller coaster. Yeah, so I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, we made our hair today, so my kids, we literally have been running up and down because we have a function for tomorrow. So please help me inform everybody else. Sorry for the little tardiness. I apologize. How are you all doing today? Good to see you, my excellent Rabia too. Let me just make a little inform and inform a few persons. Awesome. Please, as you're coming in, you know our attitude. We're not the ones that used to watch, so we don't used to peep. We used to talk. Oh, so as soon as you come in, just say how you are, how your weekend's coming. Like I said, it's we're the ones that are making noise everywhere. Oh, how are you doing, my beautiful mama? Good to see you as well. Sorry, let me just inform everybody. Informable. So please, as soon as you come in, just double tap. Let's all just go. Let's double tap. Then awesome. Thank you so much. Yay, Rosa, good to see you as well. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. So how many of us were able to... I just saw money now, that's why. How many of us were able to... Awesome. Good to see everyone else. Please, I was just trying to... One of my lecturers just sent... Somebody sent a message for him, so I'm trying the person to reach out to him before I forget. Okay, awesome. Good to see everyone. Thank you so much this evening. Probably give me a few minutes. Let me just... One moment. Okay, I'm back. I have to arrange myself a little bit. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? And how has our search been so far? So if you sent any mail at all, just let me know. If you have sent any mail at all, just let me know so that I know what we're doing so far. So maybe I'm going to be asking randomly, like based on our curriculum. For me, I've started preparing what's the word, some of the workbook that will be for the people who eventually pay for our camp meetings. Like I told you guys, it's going to be hot, Spiky and the Bandit around June. I needed to do this stretch with you all as well, but I'm hoping that I would also have people push. I didn't want to have a dry moment while preparing my notes. So please let us know. I know today is Friday, so many things for so many people. Some people would want to relax and all that. Please let me know. Let me know. How many of you have been able to use any of the, what do they call it now? any of the links in the group, like you've applied already, or you're probably just showing if you're a newbie, because all the people I've seen now, none of the newbies are here. Okay, so I'm assuming that maybe they're not aware that we're having a meeting right now, but then it's okay. Oh, my lights. Okay, I think I fixed it. So I think oh yeah, just talk to me. Oh, who is my mover here? You realize that I already used that word. Initially, you people have started, you people drew me. Good evening, my excellent happiness as well. Please let me know how many people have applied for any job at all. In the links, who was able to apply for the first job? Just let me know. Like I said, today is going to be a whole lot of question and answer. Tomorrow we'll resume with our curriculum. I just want to be sure that everybody's getting it. Do you have any questions so far? Have you applied some of the things I spoke about for LinkedIn and for other places? Like, have you been able to apply for any jobs, like based on what we've been offering to us so far? Please let me know. If you've been able, okay, what I said when I shared the link, I thought everybody would just quickly come down here and drop the copy so that we can vet with it. That's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to maybe take like 3 people's copy and vet it, right? Their email copy and vet it together with everybody so you can see some of the corrections where necessary. Then we can now probably just start asking questions. But even when I dropped the link, I didn't see it. I don't know why you guys did that. So please, if you have any question so far, let me know. Beautiful. Okay, so you connected with them on LinkedIn. That was the first thing you did today, right? Awesome. I will, please, anybody who has just started the process, tell me what you have done so far. Like, there's no pressure. Like I said, when it comes to connecting with people, I don't like those desperation emails, because I noticed that a lot of people do that. I mean, they will just come into your DM and just slam you. That's what a lot of people, even communities, that's what they teach. They'll just slam you, and then I personally feel it's unfair. Like, if I'm the one, maybe I'm very sensitive, I don't know, but if I'm the one, I usually am not happy with those kinds of people, because every single time you see all around them desperate, like it has this stench of being desperate, and it's not a good smell at all. Awesome. Okay, so please, who else have connected with all their TAs and their founders? Hi, Esther. This is Esther's first time. Please, can we celebrate her? Esther, Duty, we celebrate you. How are you doing today? You're very much welcome. Tell us a little about your first class. Were you able to, how was it for you? Because I think I noticed you right on the first class. So have you been able to finish it? Do you have any questions so far? They went in another direction. What does that mean? Dio. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That means you lost that opportunity. Dio, you have not been coming around. I even wonder what you wrote. Were you around when we did what's the word? When we did resumes and all? And how to apply? You missed a lot of classes. That's why I don't even trust this your testimony. Now I feel so bad. I know now, because I'm sure you probably went to send them one generic something. So who else applied? Especially people that have been coming consistently. There's no challenge. Please, Dio, go back and watch you and correct yourself. Oh. I told you guys, even one of the things I was dissuading people that have not been coming around from applying. Somehow I did that, right? I somehow dissuaded. I even told you guys that if you're just coming, the best thing is to follow the classes so that you face employment or job application with a steady mindset. And I told you guys that was what I had. The mindset I had when I applied, and I literally almost got all the opportunities that I was looking out for. It was now me working on different roles at different times. So that was why I was always telling you guys, if you probably have not been coming around, if today is your first time, please try and go back and sit down, write where necessary, right? Write where necessary, so that you don't think that, having a job is a big deal. It's not. I've cried about this for 3 weeks now, because officially I think we've entered our 3rd week. Awesome. Okay, well done. Thank you so much, Dayo. I'm so sorry about that. So who else who has been coming consistently has applied for any job? I know most of the people that are coming consistently, all of you have all of a sudden become businessmen and women. But then I think it's still the beautiful part of it for me. And I know that that is what I am doing on LinkedIn that nobody else is doing, right? You don't want to tie yourself down to be the one who is probably looking for jobs up and down, even though it is something. It's not like it's a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing to look for a job. It's not. But telling you that the same person you're finding a job in his organization is actually somebody who just developed a system and decided that clients must come in. So you, as a grown up, as a matured person, as somebody who is very intelligent, as somebody, I'm seeing something. Oh, guys, give me a moment. I think I just saw testimonial. Hey. Let me see. Give me a moment, guys. Give me a moment. And to this. Okay, it's Dayo. I was thinking you wanted to share me. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still okay. It's fine. Please, I'm begging you, right? If you've not been coming around, we did resume together. Everybody, we sat down, we did resume together, we did CVs together, we corrected some of the words. I even gave prompt for an excellent resume. Then when I gave prompt for the resume, people submitted in the group. I told you guys, nice. In fact, okay, I first of all said everybody submit resume. Everybody submitted resume, and I saw a huge gap. I told you guys to go and correct. And then when the people that agreed to submit, because like I said, I cannot force you, right? I tried my best. My own is that I don't want to make anybody feel like, oh, whatever I'm doing is not, or I'm pressuring them. Okay, I said, okay, submit the first one. When I saw it, I said, bam, bam, bam. All of you, I don't understand what you are doing. We did the class. After doing the class, I still sent a prompt that was going to aid you get your results as early as possible. Then we now not just did not end up doing that. I still saw, when after giving the prompt, I said submit the next day, right? When people submitted, I still looked through it. One of the things I said was their use of words. It's obvious that it's AI. They should do something about it. At least based on our class that we did. You cannot just, after coming to our class, you now have that kind of, what do you call it? That kind of CV, like being so generic. Imagine 10 other people find that prompt and they just prompt it for the same job application, right? All of you would just seem silly. So that was why I said everybody should simplify. So it was after that simplifying, I did not see anybody again. So another thing I would want to say again that I probably forgot to tell, under your experience, please let your experience be robust, right? Please let your experience be robust, and experience that are specific for the job that you applied for. Let it come a little bit up. Okay, so some people, I think I noticed that their experience was the least. In fact, their education came before their experience. I don't really advise that, okay? So please, if you're just coming in, kindly tap so that we can get our likes up before they think we're doing one meeting here. Okay, so far, the people who have done day one, anyway, you're a businesswoman. I understand why you did not continue. So, okay. So, Dayo, thank you so much. I saw what you sent me backstage as well. Okay. Okay, Adioti, please, what team are you? What I eventually did was I had to start working with the people who are available, because like I said, I can't really force it on people. I think one of the mistakes I made was that I would have, even if, I don't know if I made a mistake, because I've tried to encourage everybody. What would I have done? Normally during my camp, like if you enter my camp day one and you don't say anything, I used to remove you. That's what I normally do. And my paid camp, that's what we did. Even when we did the Phoenixgate community, right? If you enter our group and you don't do anything, we just remove you. So I don't know, is it like, what now that after doing so many things that I've done, I started feeling like maybe I'm being too coercive, like I'm making people do things that they don't want to do. But it seems like that's how human beings are wired. I don't know. Maybe I should start doing that. If you don't do assignments, I'll remove you. If you don't do this one, I'll remove you. Then I'll be getting new people to be entering the group every day. Please, you guys should tell me, please tell me how I can handle you guys better. Do you think that maybe if I had been a little tougher, you people would have, like, if I was removing people, you guys would?
There is a disgusting truth hidden behind it. On May 12th.
Do you think if I was removing people, you guys would be more serious? Because that's what I normally used to do. I used to remove Gmo mindlessly. I used to remove people when they don't show up for my classes, or if they miss anything. In fact, then what we used to do is that our Sunday meeting at Phoenix Gates. If you miss, you just see yourself, chua, you're out of the group. I made many enemies on this LinkedIn street. I think I'm still their enemies from their body language, even though me, I'm not aware. But it's just because I didn't want that laziness to spread across. So please, you all should just tell me. Just give me one more. Just tell me what I need to know. So before we go on to continue our international job application talk. So yesterday, for those people who missed, we discussed copywriting. So how we literally send emails to stars, international people. So I've said it over and over again. Please, if you're not on LinkedIn and you're in this crop of person who are coming in daily to watch us, I know there are some YouTubers that might be jumping from life to life. Please, I beg you, if you are not on LinkedIn, be on LinkedIn, right? And then I'll also suggest that, please, the fact that you're on LinkedIn and you hear all things as your primary place of K1. So this means speaking English. Like you hear people say, my primary app is LinkedIn. Yes, I know that we're LinkedIners, but I'm going to say it outrightly again, right? You can get jobs from anywhere. In fact, I have like 3 openings right now as I speak to you. I just was lazily going through my TikTok because I'm also building on TikTok, and then I just saw one random message of somebody saying that you could earn $400 per day. I was like, me, that's the kind of thing I want to hear. So he now said, okay, we should type info. I typed info. It was from that info people who have been entering my DM since and saying that they need somebody to work for them. So me, I'm already positioning myself for my community as well. That's what I'm doing now. In fact, even on Instagram, I've already created some of the copies I'm going to be using. I'm going to this star, that star. If I see any pain points, like poor engagements, poor this on a star's post and all that, I'm entering the person's DM straight and I will pitch. But not in a stupid way. Like I said, the goal is, I've told you guys, the sandwich method, right? You praise the person, put the pain in the middle, and then close it with praise again. And then you don't pitch foolishly. You also let the person know that you've been following the person, and then this can be done. I think there was one day I wrote something for Rugged Man's post. There was something I intentionally wrote. He had to share it on his what did they call it, his story, then sent me a DM. And when he came around in Abuja, me like this, I know I'm so sorry for those people that used to party and all that. I know Sabi, all those ones. So when he came to Abuja, he just sent me one what did you call it, one meeting something. I said, woo, this is where you not see me. I know what did they call it, I don't used to do all those kind of waka, even though it wouldn't have been bad, right? But at least my spirits cannot handle all those extremes now. For me, of course I am nursing, so if I'm going to do any work, it's work from home. I try to limit my physical moving about, because I have a lot literally in my mind to do. Okay, Esther DOT, okay, noted. So from your first class, what were you able to get? So those people who have, as I'm speaking now, I hope you're all researching, right? If you have another device or a laptop, since people want to be spoon-fed, I am here for you, right? If you have another laptop and you can watch, please let me know. Just as we're talking right now, I want you to research the 8 people, the 10 people that are in your niche. I didn't just talk about connecting, guys, right? I was even hoping that these 10 people that are in your niche are going to be already connected to you, so that you will I was just hoping that these people that are already be connected to you, so that all you have to do is to open your Excel sheet or just click on your Google Drive. Once you click on your Google Drive, you see a plain sheet, a plain what do they call it, whether Word document, and then you just write their names and their emails. Then today I was even saying, if you guys have done all that, we can even discuss, maybe I'll even show you guys MailChimp, how to do all that. But I don't know what you all, why you are delaying me. What did I do to deserve all this? Okay, so the newbies, if you have watched day one, and you've been able to answer some tough questions for yourself, you have decided where you are in the hierarchy of Maslow's hierarchy of need, like how important your niche is, why you're doing what you're doing, your personal branding, who your target audience are, and what else. When you are starting off, of course, when was at the beginning of the camp, and then your content calendar. If you're here and you're a newbie, please speak, or don't be watching anya. The people that don't used to comment, they are not our community members. Those people, they used to jump from one live to the other. The people that don't used to comment, they are not our community members. I would want to say again, the people that don't used to comment, they are not LinkedIners. Those ones are watching. So don't say, we're more than how many here and nobody's commenting. That's why I'm not. For us LinkedIners, we truly believe in commenting, because we believe in relationship, we believe in connectivity. It's much more important than any business you're going to do, any international opportunity that you're going to have. So I am happy. I'm waiting on us. So let me know, have you gotten your 10 list? If you've gotten your 10 people, please help me. If you have 10 persons already, I actually wanted it to be within your connections, because the question will be, if you don't have up to 10 people in your connection that are giving, that you look up to, as in that you could possibly work with their organization, what exactly are you doing? Like, if you don't have 10 people that you can actually just open an Excel spreadsheet and put their emails and their names on it, who are you connecting to? The people that are doing follow for follow, or what? Or vibes for vibes? Okay. Sometimes the most important thing with it is that as you study, right, as you listen, just when you're done with one, move to the next. You don't have to stay there on the one over and over again. You know, it was literally like a build up, right? Sometimes it might be in day 2 that you have your light bulb moment. Just like the way everybody who is currently in the camp, that's literally their expressions. Maybe the day 1, they were like, oh my goodness, maybe a little bit overwhelmed. Even though what I tried to do in that day 1 was that I tried to make sure that people's people don't magnify jobs, opportunities. I shared it outrightly that businesses are opportunity for you to serve people. So if you're serving people with your business, with your knowledge, with your content, you are the one that should be feeling proud, not anybody else. So for the jobs, I told you guys, if you need to work with anybody at all, the person should be honored to have you on their, in fact, to interview you. So we're able to deal with interview pressures, or interview what did you call it, interview challenges. So maybe for Dio, let me just say a little bit, something very quick, right? Please don't apply for any job without paying attention to the job description, their exclusion criteria. You'll be shocked that they sent you that mail, but that mail was already inbuilt in the system. Like the day we did our resume, all of us together, I told you guys outright that rejection mails are mostly automated, right? They do not see your file, nada. The only thing is they would ask the ATS to check the resume you submitted. Once the ATS checks the resume and they say, maybe let's say the job was asking for people specific to the US, and in your location you wrote Nigeria, ATS will just throw out, like it will just throw out your resume, and what you will get eventually will just be them. It's automatic rejection mails. So you even be shocked that they probably didn't even look at it. That's why you should pay attention to your job description. In fact, I'll admonish everybody, like, especially if the job just came very quickly. Don't do this for Upwork. I'm begging people. Upwork is another vibe. We We already did Upwork proposal, so please don't do that for Upwork. Don't send any resume anyway. If not, you'll be banned. They will block you. Okay, so if not, they will block you. But what I would have said is, make sure that all the criteria in the resume you meet it. Just make sure in the job description, because like I said, what they will do is that they will just put it through an automated system, and they just say anybody less than 5 years, when the job was actually curated for people greater than 5 years, they will just say reject. Anybody in Nigeria or in India, reject. Anybody, that's just what the AI will do. So most of you will just get automated rejections, and you'll be feeling bad thinking that there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing. You see those people, nothing. The only thing is, make sure you pay attention. In fact, what I would do, like I told you guys the day we talked about what's the international opportunities, right? The day we did resume, I advised you guys, right? Even after I gave you guys the prompt, I advised you guys, just pick that resume like this, the way it is. Copy the job description, that's the word. Copy the job description, put it in a what do they call it, a search bar on ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT to read through this, right? Then carry that resume template I sent you guys. Tell them, using this prompt, curate a resume for me specific to this job. So once it curates it, that's what is called carcass, like it's a framework. Once it creates it for you, you now sit down and tell yourself, number one, this doesn't sound like me. I don't have to use any. In fact, another thing will be to prompt it to say, simplify your terms. So when you simplify it, it's now for you to sit down and then tell your story. Of course, we have done storytelling in our community for the longest. Okay, location, action, thoughts, every ideation that came to you, right? Discussions, even in your resume writing, you must be seen trying to simplify things and telling them why you are the best for that particular thing, right? So don't pay. And for those people who I give that template for, don't go and just copy that 10% increase, 200% increase. That's the same thing that they'll give to everybody who apply. The reason why I'm saying this is that it's possible that maybe 5 of you in this community will apply for the same job. After all, I even sent you guys the same access, right? So you don't want anybody reading your own and then reading the next person, because you guys all submitted from the same place. So you sit down, change all those percentage and have a why, because it's possible that during your interview, somebody can just carry that paper and just say, okay, you said you had an increase of 200%. Please, can you let us know why you felt you were able to increase? What were your metrics? That's when your eye goes sharpen. Okay, so that's why it's very wise for you to study. Okay, study. Sorry guys, give me a moment. Hello, Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar.
Yes,
What's fine now?
I'm very fine.
Yeah, so the lady on Michago
Since she left, but we're looking for matches.
matches.
Yes.
What happened to matches?
She wanted to bond the hair.
Okay, what about the lighter?
That lighter, now, is only sparks now.
Okay, because this is okay. So what did she do? She didn't do anything again.
She has gone home.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll soon be back now.
Please, when you're coming back, just buy matches, I beg.
Matches, there should be matches in the house now. You know that I need to check because I'm not even home right now, so I can't even buy.
Hey God, and I wanted to take Coke or something this night in Wahala.
No Wahala, if that's something, I'll just.
Are you going out? Are you going out back? Sorry guys, let me mute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just send a message.
Sugar, it's okay.
That my phone was not with me or something.
Okay, also let me just look through our comments. Okay, I'm confused. Newbie, honestly, I don't know if this only applies to virtual assistants alone. So I work as a content writer, but the past few years I have niched out editing and proofreading. Okay, I'm confused. I'm a confused newbie. Please don't be saying that. Oh, hey, that's how we know that this is your first time coming here. Don't even try it. We have already washed your brain. Have you started from day one? The Lizzie last channel, please tell me something. Oh, but this your niche is tough. Oh. Like, it's very tough. Editing and proofreading is very tough. I don't know how easy. Just tell me how much clients you get. Kai, there's some niches that you do. Please just go and follow day one. By day two, I think we talked about hierarchy of needs. That's when you will know what level you're in, and then how did your passion, what are you really passionate about, how did it match to editing and what did you call it, proofreading? Because most people even hardly make it up to that level. That's why even getting clients might be tougher for you, because people have not even finished writing their book, talk less of editing and proofreading. So do you have a system that even encourages people to write, or you help them write, then you edit and proofread for them? You need that food chain going. Yes, or that tunnel, that's the word. So top of the funnel, middle, bottom. Like, how do you get people down to make a conversion? I'm very, very curious to see what is going on. So Lizzie Last, that's how we know you're a newbie and you've not done class 1, because the first thing we do is, first of all, we wash people's minds already. So you can see Richard Susan Book Study Club says, thanks for reshaping our mentality. That was the first thing we did. So please, you might want to correct that. Okay, I'm also trying to get the assignment done, but I didn't get the promptings well. Maybe I need to calm down and listen all through, just like you said. Okay, all right. I actually didn't even submit a resume. I was asked to record a voice clip and do a short English test. Okay, I told you, anytime they say a voice, right, even when I dropped it in, it's because you missed it. That's why we said do a video, because number one, I said it over and over again, right? Number one, because of our accents, right, sometimes we could be disqualified. I'm just saying it. The truth is, pay attention to bias. So there's bias everywhere. That's the first thing. For me, for the first time in my life, I just realized that language is not a fluke. Being able to, when I say my remote work job, remote work job, right, I realized that even if you are learning, if you can learn this sui, that's what it's called, phonetics, right, you're still better off. Because there was one particular job that we all went for. The way I rehearsed, my goodness, I rehearsed my letters, my pronunciations, everything. I had to rehearse for me to get into the first round. I was just telling myself, so this is how I'm going to be doing. I said, when we went for interview, Jesus, come and see Nigerian girls blowing phonetics, and it was just simple. There were people who probably watch TVs or they like movies, American movies, and that was for the first time in my life. I even told my children while we're at home, sometimes I just consciously, just like the way we are consciously trying to help them learn our own tribe, we're also consciously trying to help them learn, at least I'll make sure that probably British English. Then my daughter, as she's growing up, let her be able to form it when she wants to form it and get out of it, because all those things are very beneficial too when you're conversing, especially with cold callers. Some people might say, hey, it's not my mother tongue. That's where the money is as well. For me, I've said it over and over again. One clear thing that I heard in my spirit this year was that there's money in the bias, and it was God that brought that one to my spirit straight. There's money in bias. So anything that will make anybody cut you out, right? Don't be saying, I cannot do it to me. Nigeria is my fatherland. That's how Nigeria is your fatherland. And $1,000 will just be leaving you. And I say it's not bad. For the people who don't mind, they don't mind. It's not bad. But if you have chance to probably groom yourself properly, getting your enunciations and all that, it can save you a whole lot of stress. So you can imagine the money you lose simply because of how you enunciate. So my own is, I would rather be able to do the stretch. Like if you catch me on sport and I'm listening to an American, I should be able to form his accent. That was when I just realized that, right, tribes are actually to make connection easier. It's nothing like tribes, tongues, intonations, where you're from, is to increase bonding, and most times there's money in bonding. Okay, so that was why I was saying a video would have been much more beautiful as well, because if they see you do a video, they know. It's another thing. If you hear a black man probably send the recorded video, you still be suspicious. If you do a video, you just know that the person will outrightly know that this person cannot this is this person. I mean, who would want to send the video when I ask for audio? And I said it explicitly when I dropped those access on the group. I told you guys that you should do video where you see audio. So please, next time, especially because we are people of color, you don't want anybody to think that you're doing any of those other things. I don't want to mention it here. Thank you so much. I started working with the foreign published in Florida, and I'm currently working with another one. But I just want to build a system around it also, not just rely on one. Of course, you know the story of freelancers now. You know the story of freelancers. I mean, you're working today and then tomorrow. Except maybe in your contract, they signed outrightly that there will be benefits. And what I mean by benefits, I mean down to retirement. That means you probably got a full-time role. And that full-time role is a very good one. That means they'll give you benefits and everything. But other than that, freelancers have been traumatized because anything that happens, where your network, something happened, they take lights, you miss a meeting. I've seen a friend like that whom I don't know what happened to his power source, like his alternate power source, and he couldn't find help that night. That was how they fired him. In fact, they just locked him off. They didn't even, no letter, no nothing. You just can't have access. You change the asset because they don't like excuses, most of those guys. Okay. So that's beautiful. So if your target audience is like, if you follow the classes, right, you will understand what we have been discussing. We don't advise our community people to depend solely on jobs, even though I noticed that that's what all of you like. Once you just hear the so I still bring you guys, then I'll calm you down, then I'll show you some of the things you're supposed to do. So publishing is like a maintenance. It should be something that should fund your 5 to 9. Publishing 9 to 5, 5 to 9 should be your dreams. You should be able to start up something. You should train people. You already have something that you can even push an agenda. Now you're thinking of publishing companies and platform. That means every single time they have to be the ones to get you the jobs, but you're not even thinking of the business of it. I mean, and then the problem with things like this is most jobs, you rarely find yourself developing an appropriate passion that can help for scaling. So you find most freelancers, they will just get international job, they'll be spending anyhow. Before you know it, it dries up, wham. And that's what happened every single time. In fact, I have stories upon stories. So most people that scale are people who eventually find the business expression of what they are doing. So if you missed it, please go back. We taught everything from personal branding, corporate branding, everything, your mission, vision statement, values. What else did we even teach again? We taught community building. So you already have people, whether or not you have a job, let's say your contract ends, you will not be under any form of pressure. You just go ahead and move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Okay? Mama, why are you just switching and what is going on? But if you have a full-time role now, what exactly is the problem? So please, guys, let's just be bringing in the question. Like I said, I also wanted to slow down assignments a bit because I know that I will just be slamming people because that's how my mind works. My mind is always saying finish it. So anytime I come out, I want to make sure that every minute you're getting value, right? There's nothing like withholding anything. In all this my 30 days, even if I wanted to withhold something, it has leaked, right? So anybody who is serious about making a real transformation for themselves, they will literally sit down and just pick day 1, day 2, day 3 and write. If you can write, you have a full business document that even Tony Lumelu can invest in. So please, like I said, for those people who are submitted, please make your resume a little more robust. Your experience was very skeletal, and if you don't have, this is the time to build your experiences. Awesome. Connection kwa. Listen, last, but you know you are. When did you join this? When did you join the challenge? Because you've been here for the longest. One of the things we discussed is that we don't need money to start a business. That's how I will catch you, because that means you've not been coming around. So you will not draw us back, especially if you've not been coming around. You will not draw us back, especially if you've not been coming around. Because we said it outrightly, you don't need money to start a business. You cannot even be talking about money when you're starting any business. You can't be talking about it. Okay, so please, more questions. Let's see more questions. And why other people, you use your second device. I want to see your 10 people in your niches, 10 CEO, founders, entrepreneur that you're going to help. 10. Lizzie Lasso, you the one who sent me a message on WhatsApp. Please, any further questions? So please, if you are here, I'll still be letting you know on most of the things that we have done, right? Everybody's supposed to have a community by now. Everybody should have a personal brand by now. Everybody should have a brand story by now. Everybody should have a brand statement by now. Everybody should have, depending on where you want to host your community, by now you should have okay, give me one moment. Okay, so everybody should have an email list by now. Those are the things that we use to keep everybody should have a newsletter by now. Everybody should have a course by now. This is me saying all the things that we've done, right? So we've already, by now you should have a course. Please don't tell me you don't have a course by now. So everybody should have okay. So everybody should have a course by now. So we're saying some of the things that, please submit my work. Oh, I said it's only 2 people that have submitted. So all these things I'm calling, please follow the watch. If you have any questions, ask me questions after you have watched. Don't ask me before you have watched, because it's going to be, maybe you join me back, and it's not like it's bad, but it's not okay that there's already a system created and you want to flag it. That means you want to stretch me. But do we have any question, even from yesterday's class? So I'm asking again, for those who came in late, how many of you have applied though? Please, so, and I told you, if you're just coming, please don't be applying. You don't need it. You need to, first of all, especially if you have some imposter syndrome challenges and all that, I don't want you to go and be putting any undue pressure on yourself, or you just carry one generic what did you call it, any generic what's the word now, you just carry one generic resume and just slam it on everybody. You're hurting yourself. Don't do it, because it will not even pass. Okay, so do we have anybody who is not a LinkedIner here? Let me just take roll call. If you have been here for up to 1 week, say yes. If you are a LinkedIner, say yes. I want to know the people that we have. You've been here for more than 1 week, yes. You're a LinkedIner, say yes. So please, if you have your another phone, get to work. Another thing I probably didn't tell us, I would have loved to turn by, like I said, I don't know what happened that day. I'm not sure whether it was my screen that was the issue or it was just YouTube being YouTube. Even me now, I cannot even say it loudly. I don't know whether it was YouTube being YouTube, but all I know is that they took out. Okay, so you've been here for more than 1 week and you're LinkedIn. Please go ahead. Everybody who is currently on this live, talk. Oh, I told you guys, LinkedIners, we don't play here. Tomorrow we'll be entering our final pillar and then we'll do rehearsals for our speaker event. Our event is for 1st June. So we're entering the final lab for next week and everything money. We're talking about finances, like hardcore finances, not just money, how you can plan. We're going to go down to your charges. So today I was seeing somebody say that when she started off as a remote worker, she started with $5 per week. Hey, I just said Jesus. And she now said that it was even her coach that eventually went to negotiate $30 per week. I said, what is that? What is this I'm hearing? And now said even the $30 per week is for what exactly? For data entry, or maybe let's say 2 hours per week, or what? Which job is that? So we're going to talk about pricing. That's what we're going to be doing for this. We're going to do essentially finances, pricing. Then we might put, for those people who have, another thing is, let me find out before I will come and dry my saliva and you are not doing anything. If you already have a community and you're already making attempts at getting people into your communities, just say yes. Let me know what is going on here, because people are not about to stress me this night. So while you guys are telling me that, awesome. So one of the things I would want you all to know again about community building is that most times your first few members of your community will come from your WhatsApp, especially if you're already a WhatsApp person. Or let me just say it like this: the first few members of your community will come from your predominant social media platform. So if you're a beginner on LinkedIn, don't be pressured to say everybody that is going to enter will come in from LinkedIn. No, most people will come in from your WhatsApp, your friends. Sometimes you can show your level of influence. That's how serious you've been taking yourself before deciding to start out. Like for me, most of the people who started my LinkedIn journey with me were my church members. Because literally that was the only relationship I had. I was not doing anything extra. Then some of my classmates who saw it on my status. So I'm just saying it now so that you're not thinking highfalutin stuff, like you're hoping that, okay, it has to be from LinkedIn. First of all, it's part of gratitude that you make sure that the first people who entered, you just appreciate them. Put your meeting dates. Like for me, I admonish as much as possible once a week. Have contact with your community at least once a week. It statutory. That's why you met me here. It's because I've disciplined myself. Even though this particular month of May, I told myself I was going to stretch, and that's what I did. But I have disciplined myself to make sure. So for the last, on average, we can see on average of 9 going to 10 months, I've met every week with my community. And that's what you have to do. You have to just find something. If you feel you're out of ideas, right, come up with something that will put you on your toes. But you have to meet consistently, because like we all know the adage, out of sight is actually out of mind. That's why your churches meet every Sunday. It's part of it, right? And it's even totally a scriptural ideation, right? Do not miss the gathering of the brethren. So it means that everybody who has literally been showing up every day literally have their testimonies, their minds shifted, like whether they've had the money or not, but they've had their businesses. They now can go for any interview and tell the person what the person needs to know. They now know a little more secrets about LinkedIn and what to do, right? I think some of you did that. Happiness, thank you so much for posting about me today. I really, really appreciate you. Right, but it's obvious you didn't spend much time on LinkedIn today. So the goal is, even if somebody shares your post, you're not checking on the post alone, right? You also go and engage with other people around that same time, because you don't wait. How LinkedIn is wired, you don't wait for people to come on your post. In fact, people reacting on your post should be like an afterthought for you. So as soon as you post and you've posted that your 10 comments, bam, just fly to other people's posts, go from one post to the other, engaging richly. If you find places where there are traffic, like generally, let's say all them Alex Homozy, all those big guys, Jasmine Allen, and all of them, right? All you do is when you stay there, when you want to comment, write like half, like I don't know how to describe it, like almost a full post. Write it as a full post. Take time and write it there. I've told you guys, I've had my comments under people's posts. I have a comment that's whose impression was almost 10K now. So it tells you how I used to put my heart into my comments. So you cannot just come and just slam anything and move. Thanks for sharing if you're in this community. Anyway, the good thing is that LinkedIn has started showing people's comment impressions. So if you write thanks for sharing, I'm sure you're seeing your 31 impression. So literally, if you like self, you probably might not post for a day, but your comments, your impression for that day can get to up to 10,000 if you literally write very well. So it means that if you might not post, but you can leverage someone's traffic and literally boost your own impressions. And we all know impressions is more important. Impression is more important than your comments and your likes. Very, very important than your comments and your like. If your impressions start going down, that means your reach, they will not be showing you to more people. That's what LinkedIn does. And how they show you to more people is contribute meaningfully. Like if you comment and many people like your comment, so that's why after making any comment or anybody's post, please like it first, because it just has that positive effect. You see how people enter people's DM, enter people's what's the word, comment section, and in their mind, after watching the video, they want to insult. Then they just start seeing people say, oh my god, this is beautiful. They will just change their mind. That's how liking your own comments can also improve your reach, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is because yes, it's possible that you can get a job from your comment section. That is why I want you to, when you're contributing, contribute, and then sandwich method, find a way to put, maybe I'll photos, even though LinkedIn doesn't like people screenshotting, you're not supposed to screenshot people's content because of plagiarism and all that. So that some of you who are asking why you were blocked is also part of it. LinkedIn doesn't like screenshots. If not, I would have screenshot almost all my what's the word, almost all my engagement, so that you see what I'll do. I can write an episode, then when I finish writing it, you probably came to comment on that particular post, on that person's post, you just leave the person's post and come to my page to see what I am doing. I even did one now that I commented just a few hours ago, and that post is getting to almost 1,000 impressions, and that is not my post for the day. My post for the day did not even barely just made 1,000, but my comment on someone's post is almost making it. So that's why you need to pay attention. For me, I say it again, what are you rushing to do? Let's say you want to commute from one place to the other because you want to increase traffic. You increase traffic, and your, in quotes, if I want to use that word, your destiny helper just posted, and the person has just released by herself her pain point, and you know you can serve it. What will stop you from just sitting down on that post and say, sincerely, I know how I can literally feel the energy in this post. I don't know why. It resonates so deeply with me. I had this experience before now, until I started doing this and that. Anyway, I just want you to know that I understand, and I would want to apologize for all or every pressure this has caused you. However, if you need any help in this particular direction, I am available to help you out on this. So for me, when I'm commenting on all these big dogs that I know that they don't used to check, like if I'm going to comment on Pastor Paul Adevarazin's post, all these guys that are very far, woozy, where you know that is social media managers. Me, I used to pitch. When I finish saying things like this, and I'll now say, if you need help, if you need a free help, just DM me. I used to do that too. So that people can just go from. You see the problem. That's what I was saying. Magical happiness. That's one thing I've been warning a lot of people. I said this outrightly, right? If you're a newbie, don't be listening to that thing that they are saying. If you're a newbie and visibility is important to you, like I said, if visibility is important to you, and I mentioned the specific niches, there are certain niches that you need to see people read your content, let them know how you're improving, because content writer, it means that LinkedIn is actually your primary platform. Visibility, monetization, it means that LinkedIn is your shop. You're supposed to come in the morning. The same way people go to work in the morning, 9 to 5. That's the way you just come, open door and sit down, be cleaning it and be watching at what people are doing and making sure that you're correcting people so that people don't spoil your market. Or if you're seeing a lot of deception, you debunk it. In fact, for me, that was the mood I've entered. In fact, my next post is fire. As in this kind, maybe all those LinkedIn coaches, they'll come after me because I'm in the mood to debunk a lot of nonsense. So if you especially if you're building community, again, the truth is the traffic on your post will determine the traffic of people who are entering your, what did you call it, determine the traffic of people who will be entering your community. So if you're trying to build your community, one of the things you need to know is that you need traffic, whether from your WhatsApp status, especially weekends. In fact, I've made up my mind every weekend. If I have a new YouTube post, I'll post it every day, every weekend, because there are more people that will view your status because they won't be going to work. Friday nights like this are also peak times. Make sure you put it on your status before you go to bed, because a lot of people might stretch a little bit, right? So if you're building a community, if let's say you want to open a church in Abuja, like me, I've been part of several fresh churches from the start, and one of the things we do is you don't even put time per se to it. I'm just going to be very sincere to you. So somebody posted yesterday, I think it's Aisha, yes, that's her name, on LinkedIn, and she said, comment 20 minutes, then 20 minutes after you post, I said, Mama, this one is for you. If you're a newbie, you block your ears until your impression becomes, thank God now LinkedIn is very transparent. That's why I actively said that LinkedIn was the easiest platform to grow on, right? They are showing your impression so that you cannot say that this algorithm that. So if you're not spending time on the app, if you're a newbie, they want you to spend time. But if it's not appropriate for your niche, like your niche doesn't necessarily need all that, you move. Like if you're a designer, a graphic designer, right, or you're a video editor, you know that your niche, even if you spend 12 years on LinkedIn, your growth will be useless if you don't have workings. So it's not cho. Some niches require hands-on skill. Everybody, in fact, you should be like a masquerade. The day you show up, everybody should know, hey, lovely video, excellent graphic. So it means that you cannot go and stay on LinkedIn. So one of the things you can do is to form an alliance. If you feel, so I told you guys, if you had created your onboarding form for your clients, you already prepared the person. You tell the person, please, part of the reason why I'm charging you this regularly, I charge about $100 per design, but the reason why I'm going to charge you $5 is because I would really appreciate a mention as soon as I send you the final document. So now imagine you're doing graphics for someone really big, or you decide to offer a free graphics to a top creator. You have to find strategic ways to position yourself and to align yourself. Like I said, the goal of positioning for our community, for me, I don't like is what they call them now. I don't like, that's why somehow I can't say that I totally have issue with jobs, but that's why I don't like people who rely solely on people for their source of income. People who don't have multiple streams of income. I really don't like it, because I find out that a lot of times people can just leave the work they are supposed to do and start leveraging everything. So that's why there are lots of manipulations, even in churches. You see that a lot of people, once they find out that somebody is very anointed, everybody will just camp around the person. So that's where manipulation will come from. You hear things like, this pastor was poisoned, this pastor was shot, or somebody, a boss. But if everybody is generally thriving and pushing the boundaries for themselves, you know that there's no point for jealousy and all that. So that's what I want. If you're going to work with anybody, you should be pressing the throttle. At least show up. I told you, if you're single, please come out early. Just come out early first. I know you came out early and you still had 20 likes. Fine. I've said it over and over again. The goal is not the results immediately. The goal is who you're becoming. By the time you're reading people's content and you're seeing what they are writing, you just be telling yourself, this simple thing like this. Now, in this girl just published like this and 1,000 people. And I've said it over and over again, right? It's no longer the people with the expertise that are visible. It's people that have increased dwell time. So anybody you see visible. I said sometimes, because I used to stay awake to pray, do other things, and I'm also growing my TikTok. So sometimes in the night I just go on TikTok to see what they are doing. I go from room to room, and I'll just be there. And my LinkedIn account, I'll just be seeing notification. Some of the people you call your, what did you call it, your favorites, that, oh, they have traffic in the night, in midnight, they've woken up, they are commenting from one post to the other, because they know how the algorithm works. So I'll just be seeing them. I'm like, hey, this thing is not, this is serious. So, but initially, when I saw them doing all that, I used to say, Allah, God forbid. Even me, I don't do it. It's not like there's anything wrong with it. Maybe that's also why I don't have their results. But I just told myself, Kai, no, I'm not going to do this at this phase that I'm in. I'm also leveraging other things. So, but if you're a newbie and you're looking to announce yourself, have a statement, position yourself, even when you're creating your content, don't be, it's not every day vulnerability post every day. No, when you want to sell course, who will enter? When you curate a community, somebody will just be hearing, it's not this girl that cried that she doesn't know how to open Excel. How does she want me to enter her community? What will she be teaching me? You just see that you're the one shooting yourself on the post. So if you're building a community, you're going to have a lot of authoritative, like, posts showing your authority, showing your expertise, your intelligence, your clarity, like what you want to offer. So if people are probably hearing about your community for the first time, part of the things you're going to have to do is probably, at least I told you guys, by the end of this 30 days challenge, we're going to have an event where you speak. Imagine, I'm just saying, because what I plan is we're going to have at least 100 plus 200 plus come in. Imagine you are just talking and a certain amount of people are just looking at you and gleaning and hearing all that you've done for your community. So it means that you're the one who is setting yourself up now, because it's possible that you might be talking that, okay, you have a free 1-day class for anybody who will be needing any form of direction in virtual assisting, and there are 100 people on the call. Let's say 30 people are virtual assistants. You don't think 30 people will not follow you immediately to your group? So, like I said, if you're being careless at any point in the chain, in this camp, you are setting up yourself for something else. Anyway, like I said, the most important thing is, by the time we start our rehearsal, and practice. Once we are done with our last pillar, that's the finance, budgeting. I wish I have a recording on grants. We had somebody to teach our community on grants, but my challenge with him was that he ended up not teaching us. He just came to pitch, and that's, for me, I'm not usually very comfortable with that. So he just came to pitch. So the pitching, there was essentially nothing in the material. If not, I would have said I would reshare it so that everybody can just find a way to know that, okay, this is how to apply grants. But I have the name of all the websites. So especially for those who have now had their complete materials, they can go ahead and apply for grants for their community. But like I said again, another thing might be that you don't have to push so quick. You might just apply as a community, or you apply as a company. But most of those companies, that means you might have to take your company a little step further by registering it. So if you're here and you have held peace as regards the particular thing you want to do, and you have a community and you know that it's a long-term thing, you can just go ahead and register the community as well. Like for me, that's what I did from day one. Before phoenixgateshq started, that's how convinced I was. I registered straight before I even called people on board to come and see what I was doing. In fact, my day one post, I think my post for the next day was clear. 9 months ago, I put it on LinkedIn. My registration, everything came out, and that was when I announced the challenge by the next week. So I'll tell you guys how to play it by the rules, so that if opportunities come, you can literally, and then it can now even be a standalone in your portfolio, because I am the founder and the president of phoenixgateshq Group. I can literally sit down and write all that I do. By the time I'm done with my resume, like my resume used to sweet me. By the time you read it, you just say, how can a human being do all that in less than a year? That's exactly what intentional growth is. You don't wait until people start giving you money before you grow. You grow before time. You grow so much that you are now a partner to anything at all. In fact, for next week, I think I have 3 events already waiting for me that I have to go there and say something. And every single time you have an opportunity for visibility, whether you're being paid or not, you grab it, because number one, you're building yourself, you're training your conversation. In fact, that's why I showed up primarily on these 30 days. I told you guys our community is a public speaking community, and I told you guys outrightly on the first day, right, that if you are not speaking in this generation right now, like you have not been able to carry camera and face camera with your full chest. I know with the whole emergence of AI, a lot of you are using it to cover up. I'll say it again, right? I know that there can be challenges in terms of, what's the word now, material theft and all that. If somebody steal your AI material, there's literally nothing you can say or do about it. There is no IP of it. The IP will go definitely to the platforms of people who curated it primarily, except maybe you did the animation yourself. So somebody can actually just kick you out. Like for me, my channel, when I did verification with my face. And then my materials, let's say something comes up, I send my materials, I send my face. It will be easier. But I'm just imagining what goes on with AI channels, like what YouTube is doing about it. Ngozi Kamad, that's what's in my language. It means Ngozi seems to be someone who is like, who loves gist. But if somebody who loves gist does not have the information, you know that there's a problem. So I don't know how they are fighting that, but I'm still also saying that, okay, it's possible that AI can take over everything. It's possible. In fact, I see it coming. I see it. In fact, I feel like this generation right now is the last chance at real life content creation, and it might be the last wave. It might be. This is just how I feel. It's not cast in stone. So it means that if you woke up at this point of your life, you can actually quickly just leverage it before the what do they call it? The chapter closes. And the problem with this is that if you don't leverage now, you won't even have money. Do you see what these guys are doing? Literally everything. Imagine you want to even work with a real life person. Upon you stress yourself. In fact, I saw one AI app. I just heard that app. Once you get the AI app, I just told myself, this is my final bus stop. All I have to do is I'll just carry my video and just put it inside so that I'll just see myself looking cute. I say, when they now started asking me background, this transition, I say, what kind of stupidity? And I'm supposed to be paying how much per month? So you can see that by the time you collate all the AI apps that you'll be paying per month, you now know that it's an agenda to probably keep a lot of people broke. So that's why you need to stay ahead of the game, right? Stay consistent at whatever. My own is open shop, even if you be doing other things with your life. In fact, what I do sometimes, this is for the first time in my life, I realized that multiple devices are not, it's not what do you call it? It's not luxury. So if you have money and you have extra devices like 3, 4, like for me, sometimes when I'm on TikTok, that's when I'm on LinkedIn. I'm just trying to check out what is going on. I might enter a room on TikTok. I can just pay attention to my posts, right, in the first 1 hour. That's because I can say in the first 1 hour, because I don't really care so much based on what I'm available to give. I'm not ready to give that what do they call it, that sacrifice that will get me probably to 1,000 comments every day, right? Because my growth phase has not. So you find out that people who don't really, you can see Jasmine stays 1 hour after posting. Jasmine stays 1 hour after posting. He has 312 followers, and still his post does 1,000. So you can imagine people who are probably at 5,000, people who are 10,000, people are 20,000 having 1,000. It shows you that those people, they don't sleep. And see, let me tell you, I've told you guys, I get them before no be property or LinkedIn. No. So it means that you can have 1 million followers on LinkedIn and you ghost. When you ghost and you come back and your impression is into 0, you post and you have, in fact, 0 likes. So they are not like Instagram or Facebook, where Facebook will even be telling all your followers, hey guys, this person has posted. Then you, because if somebody that has built up to 300k followers, for God's sake, you should have a certain connection with your people. I mean, it's bad though. I'm not even, It's not even up to 10% that react on that guy's post. So I'm just probably trying to dissect how much pressure you're putting on yourself, and you don't know what work is going behind the house. So when I'm talking, I'm going to be calling names like Blossom and the rest. Those girls, they don't sleep. They did not sleep until they got to that point. Most of them, again, leverage challenges. What challenge does, I told you guys, all of you just come vam and you sit on a post at a particular time. Everybody starts creating a buzz around you. If now, for most of you who are already in this who eventually sit down and gain clarity, if you join a challenge or anything similar, it will be, you see that it will be very effortless for you to shine. That's just the truth. That's because, in fact, they call challenges cheating. That's what they do. They call it cheating because they feel like, okay, why should the certain people be committed to commenting on you even if you don't have the skill? So, and in fact, we can trace Blossom's growth to a particular one that she joined. But the challenge is that most people who join challenges as well, when they come, they will just sit inside group and they'll be looking at you, be looking at them. Post now so that everybody can push. No. So imagine that everybody posts and everybody jumps on it. After the challenge, usually, if you don't maintain that discipline, you're supposed to go back down. So I've told you guys, the summary of it is, if you want to start anything on LinkedIn and you're not consistent with it, it's going to be bad. So if you spend 1 hour for your small account and you're not getting as much engagement, don't feel bad, right? And you're not having people convert into your community, don't feel bad. You already started it and there's no problem with it. So the only thing is that means you have to give yourself time based on your pace. This is how you want to go. But if you want quick results, please always ask for help at the end of every of your posts. If you've seen me now, there's no post that I posted and I was feeling like I have arrived, even though I have a community. I have this one, K1. Even my community, I've decided not to depend on anybody, even my leaders. I do it in such a way that I don't want to pressure anybody out of proportion, because most times it's my energy. Like I can carry it. That's how I'm wired, and I can't push people into my wiring. In fact, when we started Phoenixgateshq, like I said, if you just miss posting one day, you're out. Miss any assignment I give you from day one, you're out. But as I got older, like I'm just trying to maybe temper justice with mercy, but I realize that I'm actually not being fair to a lot of people, because people genuinely want driving. And I've asked you guys that question, nobody is answering me. Is it the reason why you guys are not doing? Is it that you want me to drive you guys? Like I should punish like people if you're not in your group? Maybe I should have put it as part of my questions. What did you call it now? Maybe I should have put it as part of my questions when you were filling the form. I think I'll upgrade the form and say, what would you like? Would you like to be evicted if you don't do a day's assignment? Maybe it will help you guys. I think I'm going to put it. That means the next batch of people will be answering that question. So that if anybody just does pararam, in fact, it's on my spare time as I'm creating my video, that's what I do. If I even told myself I'll get more devices. As I'm just doing, maybe I'm editing video, then I'll just remember you guys. That's what I do. I'll just remember you guys. I'll just enter the team. I'll just say, this person has not done his assignment. I'll just do. Next thing you just see is removed from the group. And that's what we used to do then. If you miss our Sunday events, we used to remove them, and truly we had momentum because of that. So it means that a lot of people want push. Okay, so this was me answering happiness, right? For your level of growth, if somebody's telling you is 1 hour is all that is required, it's not true. LinkedIn is spend enough time to get yourself out of that poor reach. Poor reach is directly proportional to your impression. If your impression is less than 20k, just know on an average, except maybe you had a viral post that day, and if you have a viral post, you notice that the impression will go up. So if you guys notice, when I reshared that our introduction, my video, when I was doing my nostalgia last week, the screenshot I did, that particular post did 10k plus, just the post. So if one post can do up to 10k, so in a week, some of you in a week, you have your impression. Okay, let me even ask a question. If you're currently on this live, please tell me what is your average impression for the week. Please let me know quickly. Just type it. Please, I'm waiting for you guys. Please let me know. I know that there might be a little time lag, but please make it a little bit faster for me. What is your impression? Let me know the people that we're working with. So based on some of your impressions, you will know that you have no business even saying 1 hour. It will just be literally that what you can even, for me, I would suggest, right? Sometimes in my so-called spare time, I just go on LinkedIn. In my so-called spare time, because I actually don't have any spare time. That's the truth. That's why I'm just grateful to God that I was able to take this big leap, and I just took this 30 days. I know that this is probably the most stretched I will be in my career as a Jesus is Lord, Dio. My goodness gracious, what is this that I'm seeing? What are you saying? Dio, how is that even possible? Jesus, you can imagine how many people will see your post on an average. This kind of thing will just, if you miss that content creation class, the day we did content creation, please go and learn it, right? Please go back to it and do, and just start from day one. You need to wash your brain, because what? How can somebody have 53? Do you know comments? Share people that I'm telling you that I commented on somebody's post and I commented on somebody's post and I almost had 10,000. So that means you don't just post mindlessly and you ghost, because that's what it means. That's what I'm diagnosing. You don't just post and ghost. You don't even engage with other people. That is super bad. Please, guys, talk. Who else? Thank you so much for being vulnerable as well. So I'm hoping that if you have gotten some light based on what I've said so far, please let me know. Just say yes. Let me know that at least you've learned something. Dayo, answer me. Oh, is there a network lag? Okay, so part of the things I would also add for everybody who I'm not sure, like normally I have the Phoenix Gates framework for anybody who would want to, who works with me in my masterclass. And I think that's what happened. But there's no problem because of your niche. I think I understand. You're the website person, right? Please don't post and post. Just genuinely meet with people. If you think other people, like if you think other people are boring, right? Find top guys in your niche who generally have traffic. Like turn on notifications. You guys should turn on notifications for me as well. Turn on notification for this channel as well, so that it will be easier to have you guys. Okay, awesome. That's lovely. Thank you so much for that response as well. Hey, Chimo, what is even happening here? Hey, blood of Jesus. Happiness, you that asked this question that made me start talking about this. Hame, what has been your impression? Let's know. We'll soon be. Just because today is Friday, I said let me listen to you guys. Tomorrow we'll do the final pillar. And then we'll start rehearsing for our event. So please, if you'd like to speak and you'll be available for rehearsal, just let me know. I'll just leave the poll again open, because that day we had network challenges. That's why a lot of people that were coming were kicked out. Okay, so like I said again, if you take your time, let's say you still have poor reach. If you take your time and you write a very reasonable comment on a traffic site and everybody loves it, it's possible that you can get, I told you guys, it's possible that you can even get up to 100,000, even though I've not gotten that right. Well, for you to get 100,000, at least 140 people would love, should love, like the post or something. And you, in fact, for that whole week, and the good thing about impressions is that it will have an effect on your channel, because a lot of people will go from that channel to go and view you. That's what they did for me when I got that almost 10K. Between day one that I commented, between that day and the next day, it was almost already 7,000. So that means anybody who saw that comment will eventually click my post and come and see my profile, see who I was. So that's how you increase your impressions. And most times your impressions are added to you, whether they are on your post or on other people's posts. So please turn on your notifications to traffic sites, right? Traffic sites are people who generally come out super early. Even if you don't come out to post immediately, you can comment and wait for when it's your posting time. Like me, no matter what I do, I've told myself, because my husband, for the longest, for almost 6 months then, when we're doing that, our ginger challenge, like we're going to do that ginger challenge for June, but it's not going to be free, so that I don't stress myself, because that one I usually used to put pressure on people back to back. When we're doing it, as it was that bad that I didn't, in fact, I just wake up and I start my community things. I've posted already, I've started putting pressure on everybody, so I rarely did things at home. So I will just come out and post very early. But for now, because of prayers and so many other things, I just told myself I'm going to withhold back, right? And I still admonish my people, if you want to do 5 a.m., that's where the traffic is. If your niche supports traffic, go ahead. Else, all you have to do is to improve your content so bad that when people see it, no matter when they see it at what time. That's what I used to bank on now. Some days I'll post in the night, some days I'll post in the morning. I just trust that I will have controversial things to say that will make people want to just stop and read, or at least I will teach them one thing that would help them open their eyes. So right now I'm even trusting on, maybe because of the phase that I'm in, I'm just trusting on wit and excellence, and the fact that I have you guys, and then I have something that I can exchange with the knowledge I already have. That's what I do. If not, for LinkedIn, it's advisable that you have a permanent posting time. Even all these big dogs, all the Alex Hamosi, all the Gary, all of them, some of them, they even post up to three times per day. Gary posts up to 3 times per day. Alex, I think he does twice. Jasmine does once. So, but they make sure that at a particular time, Jasmine, between 10 and between 11 and 12, he posts every day between 11 and 12. So the people who are following him, they always used to wait, because now, like there are some people who are currently like the custodians of impression. If you write in a particular way, you can even have even with your very new account. That's why I was telling people today, you don't need followers, right? There's a way you even comment on somebody's post and somebody will just enter your DM, because that it just happened to me this evening itself. Before I came in here, somebody just came into my DM and said that, hello, I'm available for whatever you spoke about. I can't give all the details here, but I'm just trying to make you understand that if you position yourself properly, you definitely get all the answer you're looking for. So I think we've stretched and we spent time here. Thank you so much for coming in. I took a little bit time today before I showed up. Like I said, we did a few. We have a meeting tomorrow for me and the kids, so we had to bring the hair people and many other things to come home. So they distorted my plan, because I had to be chasing people up. I'm chasing them up and down, and then my husband was not back, so we had to stay a little bit longer than usual. So I want to thank everybody who still came in even after we didn't start at this later time. I really appreciate you. So for people who just came in newly, please, I beg you, just go watch, do the assignments. While doing the assignments, if there are certain things that you're not clear about, please send me a message, send it put it in the group. In fact, now I'm even trusting all our big guys, our big dogs, people who have been part of the team. They will answer you. Any question you have, they will answer you. But you don't want to ask questions when you have not even made an attempt, right? Make an attempt. In fact, it's easier for you to watch it alone, because if you hear where I'm asking questions, you can easily just say, this place not for me. You move to the next part and all that. So it means that you might even do most of the classes in shorter time. So part of the things I will even offer in the Monetize, our main implementation, visibility and monetization challenges, that I will have. I'm already working on my workbook, so that every day there's one assignment. If I release it by the end of the 30th, I might just offer it to you guys, the people who concluded this camp, as a checklist. I don't know. I'm not sure. I beg. I didn't say it anywhere. Before somebody will come and say, Dr. V, and you say you're going to give us free. I'm not going to give you free. Okay? I'm just thinking about it. Depending on how much work it takes me to come up with that, I will decide. But until then, just go ahead and be asking questions. Like, we are there for you. Like me, like I said, any question in the group is a lot more easier for me, because I am seeing it. It's the group is already defined for something. It's better than sending me DMs. As much as possible, avoid sending me DMs, because my dear, my DMs are all green, and it's not pride. It's not pride. It's just work. I just know I'm not free. I told you guys, me, I'm not free. So anything that will add to me, now it's not I do right now, so that I don't give excuses. Okay, so do we have any further questions? Do you have any further questions? So please, if today is your first time here, actually, please ensure you leave a comment. Let's get to meet you so we can help you, right? Like I said, for me, this coming week, while we conclude and we start preparing for our public speaking, that's for our event, our seminar. I'll see if I can start pitching to people. I'll pitch for people who will be looking for people that will hire. So from my own end, I'll also see if I can come up to ensure that people who want jobs, even though, like I said, my community, I will not advocate jobs like that, but you should always have it, because it can help you fund your dreams. So that's what jobs are for. Jobs are for funding of dreams. Jobs are not for you to eat shawarma because they've started paying you in pounds and dollars. It's for you to save enough to open shop, fund your dreams, and build that hospital. You can name it. Okay, awesome. I'm going to work on it. Thank you so much for that reminder. Just that tomorrow, like I said, we have my family. We are going out for a present and something very that might take my time very well. But I'll still come out here. If I don't review it tomorrow, I'll review it latest before Monday. That's what I'll do. I'll review it for you. Thank you so much. Happiness. I've been from day one. I think you were even the first to show up in the life. Either you or Rabiati. But you guys have been very consistent. Well done. Okay, so do we have any questions, or do we call it a night? So if you're on this live, please double tap on the screen. Tap on the screen. You are doing as if I'm not saying hot things in this place. Tap on the screen so that we can have the likes go up. Okay, so if we don't have any questions, we can just call it a day, right? See you tomorrow. Please, if you're willing to speak, if you're ready to speak for the event for June 1st, please type speaker. If you're just joining and you want to speak, it means that you have to go through all the classes before, because there are certain questions that I will ask on the live stream, right? That you can't just, if you have not done it before, giving people, like I said, the goal for us on that event today is to converse as authorities. So you don't want to be talking about what you've never done. Like I've told you guys over and over again, if you've done something for a shorter time, you might not amplify the time, just amplify the results. But if you have not even done it at all, there will almost not be anything like a parapet you're going to be speaking from. And that's why a lot of people get pressured with public speaking. So please let me know So I think we'll start the rehearsal. I think that one we have to use StreamYard. So it means that we'll prepare for the palaver with network glitches. But everybody will pick questions, we'll rehearse, we will hear you speak, we'll tell you to speak. That's what I do. I make you prepare your elevator speech from start to finish. I help you again. Everybody must have an offer, like I said. That's also an opportunity for you to populate your community. See, so for me, these are many other places I commented today. Like you can see, I made a comment on someone's post. I don't know whether you guys can see it. You can see how fat this comment is. This is me from beginning. From this place, you guys see reactions down to this place. From this place, see my order to this place is my comment. Almost like a post. So when you start seeing impressions on it, like this one, at least the impression is not so bad. This one is very bad compared to other one. The other one is almost 1,000. Let me show you guys. So the thing again with commenting is that once you comment on a post, anytime anybody reacts to your comments, your impression keeps going up. So I form a habit of, after you comment, first of all, like your post so that people can be stimulated to like it. So that's another way to build impressions from people's comments. Let me see the other one where somebody said one thing like that. Like I just so you can see how LinkedIn works, right? This particular lady, when she posted, her post was already even getting up to 100, and mine was like barely, because now like I've been super busy. I'm not as consistent, like, and I post very late. That means I don't post at the peak time. I already just made up my mind. This one is out of me, but of course, definitely, as my children leave certain phases, because I'm also planning for the long-term haul. This lady had almost 100 when I posted, and my post slowly grew and passed hers. So that's how LinkedIn works as well. So if you have free time, like if you don't say, oh, I've done 1 hour, then I will go. And I told you, the 1 hour that you're spending on LinkedIn, right, it's not for you to go and be going from one comment to the other. Even though going from one comment to the other can improve your impressions, part of the things you're going to do is strategic positioning. When you see a big dog, look at the person's comments, look at the person's post very well. Write one Zurfi, is Hausa, one hot comment that will make people come into your DM from that comment. And then you look alike, you see all the comments like this, tricked like this. Nobody talks about it. All the comments, especially for these top guns, so don't go and be doing it for beginner creators. For top guns, you know that they will not catch you. So what you're going to do is, you like all their, you just take your time. After you comment your long comments and you are feeling hot, right? Like your comments, then like at least 10 people on that list, at least 15 people on that list of the comments at that traffic. Once you like their posts, LinkedIn informs them that this person likes you. So what will happen is that the person will go from their posts and go to your what do they call it? Go and view your profile. So that's another way to improve your profile searches. That's people looked for you. That's another way to improve your. And then when you offer things, like I notice, you guys notice what I do now. Any single time I offer my free community, I always tell you to share. So it's more like an exchange. I do not tell you to pay, but I will tell you to share, so that even as you're benefiting, me, I may not spend as much time as you on LinkedIn. Actually, I don't spend as much, but I can at least benefit from your little impressions that you have, because every time people share your post, they actually contribute impressions to you. Okay, how do you turn on notifications? Once you've connected with somebody, like once you click the follow button for someone, right, you just see one bell on their the right side of their profile. Once you click on their profile, you see one bell. Let me turn it and see. I'm currently on LinkedIn. Let me put my own photo. Sorry, give me a moment, so that it will not be like I'm exposing anybody's. So if you connected with me, give me one moment. A lot of people post late on LinkedIn. Okay, I just have to use somebody's. Maybe let me use my husband's profile. Okay, so once you connect with somebody like this, right, you see this bell here. This bell, I've already turned on notification for my husband. So you can, once you click it, you see manage notifications about Felix Magnus. So what I did, I just turned on all. So anybody who is in my niche, and then I know that I can benefit or we can collaborate. Let me just turn it quickly because I don't want it to be too long. Like I said, I don't know what we did in that other one that we lost that video. So that's essentially what you do. You just see that notification. Anybody who you want to know when they post, what they are talking about, and they're in your niche, they have traffic, just go and click turn on notification. Anytime they come, if you're one of the first commenters, I mean like this, I'm not usually the first commenters, and I have this much traffic. So imagine that you're one of the first commenters. Literally, the person's impression can pour on you, because every other person who will come and to meet your excellent comments. So please don't be doing. So I know those people with AI comments. In fact, me, I used to tell them, if I know you and I don't know you, I used to say, why is your comment like AI? I used to tell you. So don't do that. Take your time. Just give your, like, based on your experience so far. Maybe somebody is writing about you must have 10,000 followers before you start your journey. You can just say, well, this might seem like a very right thing, but the first thing I probably want to find out is, first of all, what niche are you in? Because sincerely, not all niches would require that number. Okay, this is what I think. If I'm in the video editing niche, I have no business staying online back to back. I have a business in producing results. So it means any day I post, I should have connections with people who are into visibility, who are into growth, who are into virtual assisting, so that anytime I post, I can ask. If I do a job for somebody, I can tell the person, ensure that the person mentions me, which is also part of payment. So these are the things you would want to leverage, right, when you're commenting. So comment from the wealth of your experience or the wealth of your knowledge, right, so that you can drive traffic. And don't always do that headers what's the word, headers mindset. Just see that you came to comment, then everybody say, hey, you too, you want to comment in favor. You had something in mind that probably will be out of the box, but because 10 people have commenting, hey, you are a star, you too, you come and say you're a star, but you know that's not what's in your mind. You cannot stand out. Like, your comments cannot drive traffic if you say what everybody else is saying. So for me, most times when I come to comment, I don't even look at anybody else's comments as much as possible, so that my thoughts can be clear, right? So I think one example was this particular lady's post. I told you guys at the beginning now, she was talking about how she got $5. She was $5, whatever. Everybody that were on the comment section was just saying, thank God for your coach. But me, I came and I said something else. I say, even $30 per week, for what exactly? Jesus. So I've already scattered what every other person is probably saying. So somebody, if you know, as soon as I commented, somebody else had to come under my thread, because you have to stimulate conversation. More people had to come under my thread. Somebody said, as in, some clients are wicked though. I'm still wondering how anybody will do this. So if I don't say it as it is, I wouldn't have sparked any conversation. That's why it's essential that, okay, the goal is, like I said, it's not to drag any person. It's a very useless thing to build your brand around dragging people. If people misunderstand you, that's fine, but don't cautiously, you know, the way other people used to do in other platforms, where they will consciously create a menace just to drive traffic. That's why people get more traffics, wicked traffics on TikTok, Twitter. They just want evil, because that's how people are wired. People want to hear evil, and that's why most of them, they don't stay long on LinkedIn, because they just want to be hearing evil. That's how they want to grow. So if you're on LinkedIn, you don't even know what God has done for you. First of all, is that you're growing in a place where nobody can just come in and say, look at these goats. Sure, you people were here last week when somebody said, I beg you, be retired and shower. So these are the kind of people. Imagine that LinkedIn is that loose. It will be bad, though, but we don't have mad people like that. So that's why it's very important that you pay attention and you grow properly. Okay, so please, if people have any questions, let me know. I think we can call it a night. This one, my husband has already even passed. So I have tried. So please, today is week, tomorrow is weekend. This night, if I were you, in fact, me normally, I don't even sleep in the night. It's because now my husband, we have gone back and forth about my devotions, because our devotions has to be 5 to 6. My husband doesn't want me to be seeming weary. So we have discussed how I have to be awake. So most times when I'm sleeping in the night, if I sleep before 12, I just feel bad. I feel like I'm lazy when I sleep before 12. Normally sometimes I don't, if I even 4 o'clock I'm not slept. Once I have an idea, I just want to execute. That's how my mind works. Even you'll be surprised though, this 30 days challenge, it probably didn't take up to 3 days or 4 days for me to just say this is what I want to do, and I just did it. That's how my own circle works, and that's why I like to have people around me, because once God gives me an idea, I always do it. Always. What is always? My implementations time is very short like that, and truly, I'm telling you, impact is usually not far from things like that. It's usually not far from things like that. So Esther, I'm sure you've seen how to turn on notifications, right? I was able to show all of you. So please, if you don't have any further questions, I think we can call it a night. So as my manner is, so today I'm free to call you people movers. Please, when you finish all my assignments, we'll start saying I am a mover and you're here for my light. Until you finish my assignments, you're not moving anywhere. So please stop saying, well, okay. So I think we can do positive confessions, right? Oh yeah, you're a mover and I am here for your light. Thank you so much for stopping by. So I am going to be cutting off the live in 4, 3, 2. Thank you so much for the love. 1. Do have an amazing weekend. See you tomorrow in the evening again as we prepare. So please, if you're going to be part of the speakers, just indicate in the community now, like this, as the hot, so that I think I'll create another group for us. I will start preparing. We'll do a rehearsal. The day that we'll do a rehearsal, I'll curate so that you guys will come. I'll create another group so that I'll drop the link to the event in the group, so that it's not just be any random person that will come in to speak. So it will still be this live, but you'll be in the group so that you can come into the group. You guys, all of us will just be like we're in the same room together. So do have an amazing time, everyone. Have a good night rest. Please churn the materials. Give me my assignment, I beg you. Thank you. Bye bye. See you. I've counted.